It's been a long time since my last Arcane Odyssey challenge video, and I have been spending all my time procrastinating and simping for Iris Arknights. Although the last No Stats video did end at Chalvus, I also did kill some enemies at the sidelines that I didn't include there, like Irish Vista and Dame Seisenia. It really does suck that Ferenius is that forgettable just because Seisenia is a woman. I didn't bother trying to finish Prince Revon because his 54-inch rapier was just too big for me to handle. Do keep in mind though that I will be fighting both Kai and Merlot at max level, so I will be grinding a bit more Dame Seisenia before I start fighting them both. Before we start the fight, there's some things you need to know about both of them. If you damage them while in the light of sight of their boyfriends, they will jump you. This is the closest you can get to feeling wanted. Commodore Kai and his harem won't be alerted if you are neutral or higher, but you can only damage him if you are neutral or lower. While Sigma Merlot and his beta submissive wolves won't be alerted if you are neutral or lower. The Blackwater criminals though will be alerted even if you are neutral. This means that while the Mafia have tolerance, the Blackwater gang are racist. How ironic. Getting mentioned in the Agora will give you the worst type of clout, which can sometimes cause Navy fanboys to follow you as soon as they see you. And they keep you in their basement. Stay safe at night, kids. With the not so general information out of the way, let's start with before I fight Kai, I'm going to place a camp on Peloton because I am broke as fuck and I can't buy a brig. Since I am living the peasant life, I will place my caravel halfway to Silverhold and juke some sharks on the way. And they said Orion Crest couldn't be ballin'. Commodore Kai spawns at the top of the Tsundere Navy receptionist. He only has two moves, which are Flash Strike and Flying Slash. His Flash Strike deals 360 damage, and his Flying Slash deals 400. Now, if you remember that I have 968 HP, something tells me that I can't just afford to get hit by these moves. He also does basic attacks, which deal 182 damage and can stagger. He swings 5 times, so you can use all that time to rethink how you can win the game of tag with Bob. With all that, let's get into the plan. Before alerting him, I need to know where I want to fight him without alerting any of the guards. While going around the map, I decided that the harbor right outside of where he spawns was the best place to start fighting him. This is because while it is narrow, it is long enough so that I can have time to parry and dodge away from his attacks. And then, we start destroying the wall right behind him without actually damaging him. Then we set our explosion size to 20% and hit him with a fully charged blast. Be careful of the navy that spawns to the left though. And then we lure him right to the harbor where we want to kill him. Easy as that, right? Well, here are the list of issues I've had while fighting him. Frame drops, tag spikes, bad parry timings. What the hell is this? Kai's terrain destruction alerting the guards, getting mentioned in the Agora, and a lot more which just boiled down to skill issue. As I wait for the stars to align, I just have to keep parrying and parrying and parrying. Not gonna lie, could have been easier, but because of the restrictions, I had a very hard time. With Kai out of the way, let's get on to. Before I fight Merlot, I'm gonna place another camp near the stepstones because again, I'm poor as fuck. Merlot spawns behind the assassin receptionist. There are also two assassins on the same room as him. Merlot has a lot of moves in his arsenal, so let's split them up into three: the magic, his dagger, and his claws. All you need to know about his magic is that he shoots poison and emits poison clouds, which deal 61 damage per tick. His dagger has two moves. The dagger throw deals 367 damage, while the spiraling fury deals 263. Not as much damage compared to Kai, right? Well, his claws have two moves. The primal swipe deals 499 damage, and his beast instinct deals 132 damage per tick. Yeah, no, this shit's impossible. See, the thing is, right? Yes, you can isolate him. Yes, you can lead him outside alone. But then what do you do? The thing about Merlot, right, is that he has area denial, which when combined with White Summit's really small space, it makes a better pairing than Deviable and Heavy Exploding Shells. So eventually, when I lead him around and around the island multiple times, I'll eventually die from the poison clouds. You can't even cheese him with pillar explosions anymore, but when it comes to cheesing, there is still one last hope. I went to my Fire Conjure slot and used the reset stats that you get for free whenever you make a new slot. I took off my gear and weapons and set sail for White Summit. And since I have a camp, I don't need to set my spawn on stepstones now. I can just set it on the ship. And then, here's the real plan. We lure Kai outside and use his terrain destruction and poison magic to our advantage. The reason why I used fire magic is because it has a very special property when interacting with poison. It turns poison clouds into fire clouds. And the funny thing about fire clouds is, it's environmental damage, so it bypasses the line of sight issue. Is that easy? It is that easy. When I was gassing Merlot up, I was contemplating whether I've won the battle but lost the war, since I didn't really want to resort to using cheese tactics to kill Merlot. I mean, look at how utterly helpless he looks here. He's just slowly dying there, taking 26 damage per second. I don't really have a lot to talk about here, it's just him suffocating. So I'm just gonna wait until Merlot dies. And that's Merlot done. This boss is probably the reason why I stopped playing Arknights Odyssey in a few weeks.